Good morning, students. Welcome back to plus two second year English. The name of the prose is On Examinations, written by Winston S. Churchill. We have already discussed the prose and some of its short questions and answers. Now we shall discuss about post reading activities of the prose, and it is like this. Yes, post reading activities. Let's see what are there for us to learn. Parsing. So let's know what is parsing. Parsing in English grammar is the lost art of identifying. It is the lost art of identifying. ये गोटे कला हजि जाइतिबा कला वृत्त कला. Parsing in English grammar is the lost art of identifying. चिन्हट करिबा. You know identify, चिन्हट करिबा. Identify all the components. What do you mean by components? उपादान. A sentence has many components and we identify them. So parsing is an English grammar. It's an English grammar and it is the lost art of identifying all the components of a text. गोटे टेक्स्टर विभिन्न उपादान को चिन्हट करिबा विद्या होउची parsing. It was once one of the fundamental exercises. मौलिक एक्सरसाइज जेते सब आमे करूतले ता मध्य ये गोटे one of them that tested and informed pupils छात्र छात्री मानक in English. Parsing requires a student to break down a sentence into its components. While we are parsing, we generally break down, भांगी दौतले और break down different to break down a sentence into different components. विभिन्न उपादान रे आमे ताको भांगुतले and studied. For example, sentence. What is the sentence? Carelessness causes accident. This is the sentence. Carelessness causes accident. Parsing. Let's break down the sentence into different components. The first component is carelessness. This is the first component or this part careless. A singular noun. This is a noun, singular noun, and the subject of the sentence. You know the place before verb is called subject, and as it is before the verb, so it is subject of the sentence. Carelessness is a singular noun and subject of the sentence. Causes a regular transitive verb. This is a verb. There are two types of transitive verb and intransitive verb. So this transitive means sakarmaka, intransitive means akarmaka. A verb which takes an object is called transitive verb, and a verb which does not take an object is called intransitive verb. So causes a regular transitive verb. Regular verb, there are two types of regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are like it, and kaajed, kill. So these are regular verbs, but see, seen is not a regular verb. Go and gone is not a regular verb. Because kill, like it, these verbs follow a certain pattern. But go and gone come came, come. These verbs do not follow any regular pattern. So these are called irregular verbs and those are called regular verbs. The verbs, those which follow a particular regular pattern, that generally those are called regular verbs. So caused, a regular transitive verb, active voice, simple present, participle present tense, third person singular. Accidents, a plural noun, object of the sentence. You know, the place before the verb is called subject and the place after the verb is called object. ବର୍ବର ପୂର୍ବ ସ୍ଥାନଟା ହେଲା ସବଜେକ୍ଟ, ବର୍ବର ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ସ୍ଥାନଟା ହେଲେ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟ. And in both places, in a subject and object, only a noun sits. Next one is, yes, parse the following simple sentences. Yes, we will do it. Oh, children love toys. Children, subject of the sentence, plural noun, love transitive verb, active voice, present simple tense, third person plural, toys plural noun, object of the sentence. Next one is flowers bloom on trees. Bloom रे फुटे, फुल गछरे फुटे. So flowers, subject of the sentence, plural noun, bloom intransitive verb, present simple tense, third person plural, on preposition connecting a bloom and a trees plural noun. Okay, on trees component. Similar is the question sentence number 3, that is boys are playing cricket. Yes, boys, subject plural, are auxiliary verb plural form, playing main verb, present progressive tense, non-finite verb, active voice. Cricket, object of sentence, singular noun. Okay, next sentence number 4. Sachin has won a gold medal. Sachin, subject of sentence, personal noun, has auxiliary verb, finite, singular, third person, non-finite, active, past participle, transitive, a gold medal, noun phrase, object of, so it is not non, that is own, W-O-N, own. Yes, own. So a gold medal, noun phrase, object of sentence, a article, gold, medal, noun, medal had a noun. Next sentence number 5, money has been spent. Money, subject uncountable noun, singular, has auxiliary verb, singular, passive form, been, passive form of be spent, or this is non-finite, spent, main verb, transitive, has been spent. Next B, teaching point B, clauses. Now let's know clause analysis. Clause analysis is a technique of formal grammar analysis once common in schools in English speaking countries. It involves and the division of the longer sentences into their constituent upadana, माने गठनर उपादान, clauses. A clause is a part of sentence with a finite verb. So clause. So what is a clause? A clause is a group of sentence having a subject and a verb. So there are a clause. There are two types of a clause. One is a main clause, another is a subordinate clause. And for your better understanding, I would like to say, as per use of punctuation marks, there are 4 types of sentences. One is statement, declarative, assertive. One is statement, its other name is declarative, its other name is assertive, and it ends with full stop having a subject. 2. Sentence number 2. Interrogative sentence. प्रश्नवाचक प्रथम है विभूति सूचक, that is statement, declarative, assertive. Second sentence number 2, that is interrogative sentence, प्रश्नवाचक वाक्य. They are of 2 types, yes no question and WH question. And interrogative sentences generally end with a question mark having a subject. Sentence number 3, imperative. What imperative sentence means? Anugya suchaka vakya. They end with full stop but having no subject. This is the difference between a statement and imperative. In a statement, there is a full stop at the end of the sentence and having subject. In imperative sentence, there is a full stop at the end of the sentence but there is no subject. And the last one is exclamatory sentence. The sentences which ends with exclamatory mark is called exclamatory sentence. Its Oriya meaning Asurjavachaka. But as per use of subordinators, subordinating conjunctions, there are 3 types of sentences. If a sentence contains only a finite verb and no subordinator, no coordinator, that is called simple sentence. Could you understand? If a sentence contains a coordinator and more than one finite verb, that is called compound sentence. Sarala, simple sentence means sarala vakya. Compound sentence augika vakya. Next one is complex jatila vakya. If a sentence contains one of the subordinators, 1 or 2 or subordinators, that sentence is called complex sentence, jatila vakya. So what are the subordinators? All the WH words are used as subordinators most of the times. They are both question pronouns and subordinators. And there are other subordinators like although, even, though, whereas, while, since, because, if, unless, after, as soon as, before, whenever, when, until. These are the subordinators. If a sentence contains subordinators, any one of the subordinators, that is called a complex sentence. So clause analysis, we discussed about different types of sentences like a simple, compound, complex. Here a complex sentence has 2 kinds of clauses. One is principal clause, that is main clause, and subordinate clause. Principal clause, a clause which makes complete sense and can stand by itself, is called principal clause. It is independent clause. Subordinate clause, a clause which depends on the principal clause for complete sense. आर संपूर्ण अर्थ प्रकाश करिया जदि मुख्य वाक्य उपरि निर्भर करे, सो इट इज सबऑर्डिनेट क्लास. Study the following examples carefully. We know that a little learning is a dangerous thing. This is a sentence, this is a complex sentence because there is the use of joiner that. So we know main class that a little learning is a dangerous thing is the subordinate class, because this class depends on the main class we know to have its complete meaning. We know principal class that a little learning is a dangerous thing, subordinate class. B. People who loves here. This is the WH word. Whom, which, that. These are the when, where, while, why, how. These are the WH words. And in this sentence, we come across the word WH word who. I have told you, if a sentence contains WH word, it generally the sentence becomes a complex sentence. Sometimes interrogative sentence, but its interrogative sentence is the structure of interrogative sentence is different from the structure of complex sentence having a WH word. People who live in grass houses should not throw stone at others. People here who live in glass houses, this is the subordinate clause and it is in between the main clause. So let's remove it. Who lives in the glass houses? When you have to remove it? So the main clause is people should not throw stones at others. Principal clause, who live in glass houses, subordinate clause. It rained. Again WH word when. It rained when the players were ready to play. Could you understand? So it rained, principal clause, when the players were ready to play, subordinate clause. So generally subordinate clauses begins with that or one of the WH words or subordinators. Okay, now let's move to the next page. Yes, it is like this. Identify. What did I say? Identify. Identify the subordinate clause in the following sentences. Identify the subordinate clauses in the following sentences. Sentence number 1. I had scarcely passed my 12th birthday when I entered the inhospitable regions of examination, through which for the next 7 years I was destined to journey. Answer. I had scarcely passed my 12th birthday, principal clause or that is main clause, when I reached dash to journey, subordinate clause, because in subordinate clause when I entered WH word is used. Again here which is used. I have told you, if when any of the WH word is used in the sentence without question pattern, that sentence is called subordinate clause. Sentence number 2, the subjects which were dearest to the examiner were almost invariably those I fancied least. The subject dash were almost invariably main clause, principal clause, which I fancied least, subordinate clause, which were dearest to the examiner, subordinate clause. Next sentence, we were considered such dunce that we could learn only English. We were considered such dun, main clause, here that is used and the subordinate clause begins with that, and the subordinate that we could learn only English is the subordinate clause in this sentence. Next, sentence number 4. One day when is used. One day when I had been no more than a month in the school, I saw a boy standing in a meditative posture, wrapped in a towel on the very brink. I saw a boy standing in a meditative posture, wrapped in a towel on the very brink is the main clause. And when I had been no more than a month in this school, this is the subordinate clause. I saw a boy standing in a meditative posture, wrapped in a towel on the very wing is the main clause. And when I had been no more than a month in this school, it is the subordinate clause. Sentence number 5. It was thought incongruous that is used. While I apparently stagnated in the lowest form, I should have a prize open to the whole school for reciting to the headmaster 1200 lines of Machiavelli's Lays of Ancient Rome without making a single mistake. So it was thought incongruous. This is the main clause that while apparently stagnated in the lowest form, I should gain a prize open to the whole school for reciting to the headmaster 1200 lines of Machiavelli's Lays of Ancient Rome without making a single mistake is the subordinate clause. So that is the end of the post-reading activity of the prose on examination +2 second year English. We will have the other topics in our next session. Till then, bye. Thank you.